One day, Mullah Nasruddin, having shaved off his beard completely and wearing his turban backward, entered the marketplace with immense pride and exclaimed, "People, know and be aware that I have lost my invisible donkey. Whoever finds it will receive a whole jar of honey and a bag of gold coins as a reward." The people, astonished by Mullah's strange appearance and his baffling claim, gathered around him. One person, laughing, said, "Mullah, have you lost your mind? What in the world is an invisible donkey?" Mullah, frowning, replied, "You are the senseless ones who don't understand. My donkey is so invisible that no eye can see it, but well, you can feel its weight and hear its ears if you listen closely." The rumor of Mullah's invisible donkey quickly spread throughout the city. Some considered him mad, while others were curious to uncover the secret of this absent donkey. Mullah came to the market every day, diligently searching for his lost donkey. Sometimes, he would point in a direction with surprise and say, "Hey, you almost got trampled by my donkey. Be careful." And the people would burst into laughter. One day, the city's ruler, having heard about Mullah's invisible donkey, summoned him. The ruler asked sternly, "Mullah, what are these things you are saying about your invisible donkey? Do you intend to mock the people and the government?" Mullah calmly replied, "Your Majesty, by no means. My donkey is truly lost. If you don't believe me, try it. See how it escapes from your grasp without being caught." The ruler, amazed by Mullah's response, fell silent for a moment. Then, with a cunning smile, he said, "Very well, Mullah. If your donkey is truly invisible, then it must also have no weight. If so, put it on the scale so we can measure its weight." Mullah immediately replied, "Your esteemed ruler, my donkey is so invisible that it doesn't even have a shadow, let alone weight. But if you insist, you can try it yourself. Just be careful it doesn't run away for fear of being trampled under your feet." The ruler became even more confused by this answer. Not wanting to appear foolish in front of the people, he shook his head and allowed Mullah to leave. But the story of the invisible donkey did not end there. Mullah came to the market every day with a new story about his donkey. One day, he claimed his invisible donkey was insatiably thirsty and had dried up a spring. Another day, he said his invisible donkey was so fast that even the wind couldn't catch up to it and had won a race that no one had seen. The people, tired of these strange stories, began to grumble. "Mullah, enough. This invisible donkey of yours is driving us crazy," shouted one of the merchants. Mullah replied with a smile, "Have patience, friends. This invisible donkey of mine is soon going to discover the greatest treasure for you." And with that, he left everyone in astonishment.
Mullah Nasruddin's claim of discovering treasure piqued the public's curiosity. Every day, he would come to the market with a strange map, pretending that his invisible donkey was following a trail to the treasure. At first, people looked at him mockingly, but gradually, the number of those who followed Mullah out of curiosity increased. Mullah would sometimes stop suddenly and exclaim excitedly, "Oh dear, my donkey has sniffed out gold. We're close." And the people would eagerly search the area around him. One day, Mullah Nasruddin rushed towards a dry, barren field that had been neglected for years. The people followed him. Mullah stood in the middle of the field and shouted, "It's right here. My invisible donkey has shown me that the treasure is hidden beneath this very soil." The people began digging with spades and picks. They dug and turned over the soil all day under the scorching sun. No treasure was found, nor any sign of it. Tired and angry, the people gathered around Mullah. "Mullah, what was that for? You've had us working all day for nothing. There's no treasure," one of the angry farmers shouted. Mullah replied with a mysterious smile, "Did you really find no treasure? Look at the land beneath your feet. Is it dry and barren? Is it not more ready for cultivation than before?" The people looked at the ground. The soil had been turned over, the weeds pulled out, and the land was ready for planting. Mullah continued, "My invisible donkey taught you a great lesson. The greatest treasure is effort and work. By turning over this land, you found the real treasure. Fertile land, ready for cultivation. The true treasure is not deep in the soil, but in your capable hands, which, with work and effort, create everything from nothing." The people, who were initially angry, slowly began to think. They looked at their prepared land, and a smile appeared on their faces. Mullah Nasruddin, scratching his beard and straightening his turban, turned to the crowd and said, "Now, if anyone sees my invisible donkey, please return it. I have a reward for him, a jar of honey and a bag of gold coins. If you can see it, of course." And with that, he laughed and disappeared into the crowd. Sometimes, the greatest treasures are right in front of us, but we fail to see them due to prejudice, laziness, or searching in the wrong places. Mullah Nasruddin, with his story of the invisible donkey, taught us that honest work and effort, wisdom and intelligence, and seeing opportunities within challenges are the true treasures that enrich our lives. Let us remember that sometimes, what seems absurd and meaningless holds a profound lesson for our lives.